blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry, one artist at a time.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Say Less podcast with Comeiko. I know it's been a minute since I've been live, but life been live, if that make any sense. So I'm back, and I hope everybody's day has gone well thus far. Today we have still a special guest, but someone that has already blessed us with her presence, and this time she has a different message for us. But before we get into that, of course, I have to read you guys the motivational quote, because we all need motivation at points in our life, whether we think we do or don't, right? And also let you guys know what my beverage is, my beverage choice for the evening, okay? So our motivational quote, and I can't even tell you, I'm sorry, last week's podcast, I don't even know what we played. But the shorts to this one will be out on Sunday. So that you can guys share that so that you can see it if you missed the show. Share the link. You can always go back and watch the full thing if you can't watch it now. But motivational quote is, don't wait for life to happen. Build it with intention. Every choice you make today is an investment in the future you deserve. Like, I'm going to say it again, but I'm going to say it with heart, right? Because just like they say, affirmations and manifestations, you got to say it like you believe it. And the more you do it, the more powerful you become, and it will shock the holy cow out of you. Try it. I'm telling you, try it. Because I do affirmations every day. I think I have like 10 more days to go for 30 days, 25 affirmations. And after a while, sometimes we lose hope in ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves. But I promise you, when you speak life into yourself, honey, you wake up thinking that you Obama, literally. So don't wait for life to happen. Build it with intention. Every choice you make today is an investment in the life that you deserve. Okay? Because we all deserve it. Like the Bible says, he promises a life of abundance. So we got to believe that. We deserve it. We deserve it. We deserve it. So there you have that. And I am going to share my beverage because it's been one of those Tuesdays. Taco Extra Tuesday for me, okay? But this evening I am drinking a red blend called Troublemaker, which we all know that's not me. Okay, Troublemaker, and this is by Arthur Hope. This is pretty good. It's inexpensive, about $20 a bottle, but it's a beautiful, beautiful red blend. I'm supposed to be drinking this with my dinner that I have not cooked yet. Okay, so let's see how that goes. Right? So that's my beverage. I don't know. Do you have a beverage? You probably have some H2O or some.
I'm drinking it's some water with a water enhancer in it.
See, you see what I'm saying? That is what. Well, I did drink that today, so I can give myself a little props. You know, it's the evening time though. So, guys, if you don't know, I'm about to let you know we had Felicia Starks on about 3 weeks ago. Sharing info, blessing us with nuggets and knowledge about health and contouring. I think it's time for me to come back in for another session. And wonderful show. You can find that show on my YouTube page, Say Less with Miko YouTube page. If you missed it, you can always go back and watch it. But today, because she's a jack of all trades, we're going to talk about something a little different. Okay, so I'm going to allow her to reintroduce herself and let you guys know what the topic is today.
Well, thank you, Miko, for allowing me to come back to your house. And now that I'm not a guest anymore,
You're not.
I'm going to get comfortable and all that kind of things. But so for those of you that maybe you did not see, this is your first time seeing this podcast and you didn't see it, I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is Felicia Starks. And Miko introduced me as a jack of all trades. I say I'm a master of many things.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things that I know how to do. And sometimes when you hear that someone is a jack of all trades, this is just me, then you think, oh, they're all over the place. Well, I would say I am not all over the place. And this is just me saying this. You didn't say it. I have figured out where my lane is, and my lane started out being with fitness and nutrition and all the things with body contouring and all that kind of stuff. But that lane got something else popped up in the lane back in 2024. And so what I do is I help families protect their income, grow their money, risk-free and tax-free, and build generational wealth with the same strategies that the wealthy do, but they don't talk about. And so the way that ties with health and wellness is because many times I have people that reach out to me because they want to change some things on the outside of how their body, they have lost weight or they are in the process of losing weight. And so they are changing things on the inside. They're eating better. They're feeling better, all of that stuff. And all of that is great. Here's where the other part of that, where my lane is. It's great to look really great. You feel great. But if you don't have the wealth to actually enjoy, because it's one thing for you to have wealth and you have great health but you don't have the wealth to match it. So what I have been tasked to do, and I'm doing it pretty well if I say so myself, is helping you so that you're able to merge those two so that your health and your wealth are going to be better. And so today we're talking about life insurance, about how it's not about death. It's about living better. So I'm going to ask you, Miko, when you hear, now I know that you have several people that you are connected with that offer life insurance, financial services. And so you, I'm sure, are pretty aware of some of the things that we offer. Prior to that knowledge, let's just say growing up, when you heard life insurance, what came to your mind when you heard life insurance? Because life insurance is not sexy.
No, it's not. And that's crazy because that was a question I was going to ask you.
Okay.
I was going, but it was going to be more so based off of in your experience, when you mention life insurance to someone, what do you hear? What comes out of their mouth, when you mention it? But for me, life insurance wasn't really spoke about. I came from a single mom home, raising 4 kids. That was just something that honestly, the only time it probably ever came up is, within employment, because we all know most companies offer their life insurance.
Yes.
About beneficiaries,
Yes.
You hear that. But to go in depth with it, never.
So to answer your question about my experience with life insurance prior to me getting involved, was I saw people that would come into the neighborhood and they would come and they would sell policies and they would come and collect payments. because there was no internet. And instead of people saying they mailed it, they came and collected that payment, and they were there every month. I mean, you saw them around the same time. Maybe they just strategically set it up so that they only came around a certain time.
Right.
But my experience with life insurance was, okay, you need it when you die.
Yep.
And making sure that you have enough coverage for when you die. Notice I said for when you die, and making sure like it wasn't anything to do with what I know it to be now. So
right.
That was, I was like, I need to have $25,000. I had a $25,000 policy, and to me that was enough. Even though I have a $200,000 mortgage, and I had other debt at the time.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot of things that's something that a lot of people don't factor in. All they factor in is, how much is the casket going to cost? How much is the services going to cost? When it's so much more to it that you're leaving your family. So what's the biggest myth that you hear people say about life insurance? Because a lot of people don't believe in it.
Yes. So the biggest myth that I hear is, or the thought is that it doesn't pay out. But maybe that's not the biggest one. The biggest one is that they think it's a scam.
Yeah.
They think it's a scam because because somebody had a bad experience with something, then because their friend or cousin or whoever had a bad experience with insurance, it is a scam. There is no reason for you to have insurance. So it's a scam until somebody gets sick or until somebody dies. And then it's not a scam. Then it's a GoFundMe.
It's a GoFundMe. And I think that people, I don't even want to get into that. But when my mother passed, I'm going to say this. There's a lot of funeral homes that are scammers.
Yes.
I'm going to say that. It's going to be a funeral home that will scam you before life insurance.
Yes.
And life insurance is something that you can actually research and look up the company.
Yes.
Funeral homes, not so much.
Right.
Right. So I think they get that.
Sometimes it's I don't want to bring pastors in, but since just like they say, okay, I'm not going to church because I don't want to be giving that man all my money. But the church is giving to the community, but that's a whole other conversation. So a lot of times one person will have one thing happen and they tell everyone that this happened because it was that funeral home. Yeah. So, because there are several funeral homes in the Dallas-Fort Worth area without me even naming them. If I just say funeral homes, you have ones that come to mind. You also have ones that come to mind where you heard stuff that is just very questionable. But even with that being the case, every situation is not going to be the same. Right. So sometimes a lot of times there's some crazy stuff that happens with the insurance, but I think it's mostly because of the funeral home, how they handle it.
Mm-hmm. Which, and if you're not educated about life insurance, then they can steer you all over the place.
Right.
Because you don't know what truly goes on with the insurance. So they can come back and the insurance company's asking for the funeral home information. They dealing with the funeral home directly. Mm-hmm. And, and the funeral home's telling you anything.
Right. And that's where of course, people are free to choose, but having someone that is a financial professional that you have a policy with, having a relationship so that, because if I'm helping you protect your income and your family, I'm going to send you an email and say, hey, please have a conversation with your beneficiaries so that they know that you have a policy in place. Give them my number so that when something happens, whether it's a life event or a death, I can help to be that go-between to contact the insurance company. This person had a critical injury. This person had some type of life event and they need to do whatever. Or contacting them to file a claim for someone passing.
Yes, that is important.
And so since I talked about this, really, since I mentioned it, many people do not understand that there are several types of life insurance policy. There's several types of life insurance. So without being too nerdy, there's basically a term policy that's a temporary policy, and then there's a whole, like a permanent policy. The difference is one that's temporary is designed to be for a specific period of time. To give you the best example is, I have a 30-year mortgage. Let's say I have a 30-year mortgage, and I know that for this amount of time, I need to make sure that if something were to happen, if something where I can't work or I pass, this mortgage is taken care of.
Yeah.
So in that case, you're going to do it for however many years. And so when you're doing it for that amount, you're getting a larger amount. It is a lower cost, but it is a temporary policy. It has an end date. The other side is permanent, and it's a whole life policy. And so there's the whole life, which is what everyone, like, it's gonna, as long as you pay on it, you're gonna have coverage. Then there's IUL, which is an Index Universal Life Policy, which is designed to help you save. So if you're going to compare the two, a whole life is going to be similar to your checking account. You probably access that every day, several times a day. That's what I would say your whole life policy is, because you're going to get to it quickly. Your IUL is designed for you to save, and that's where the generational wealth, and that's where the wealthy families, that's how they use, that's one of the tools they use to build wealth.
Okay, because I've always had questions about the IULs.
Okay.
I did. And also too, and I know that I told my husband the next time he gets the opportunity to take a pause from work that, you know, we needed to look into mortgage insurance, because that's our biggest thing. Like, you know, I have a few policies, and our biggest thing is, God forbid something happened to either one of us, we just want the house paid off. Right. And nothing else but the house paid off. So I was yesterday years old when I found out that there is mortgage insurance, you know, as far as for the house.
Yes. And here, I bought my first house in 2000, and I remember getting, I think it was through Bank of America. They came to the house and they did a whole medical exam, and we got coverage. Now at that time I was 20 something, 24 I think. Anyway, I remember getting mortgage protection, like mortgage insurance then. What I didn't know is that there's also, even though it's life insurance, it is designed to go with you throughout your life. So you don't have to die in order for you to access these funds. So with the mortgage insurance, let's say you are in an accident, which anyone could be in. You're in an accident, and it is like you have some injuries that are like you're going to be down for a little bit. So when you're down and you cannot work, what's affected most? Number one,
mortgage.
Income, mortgage.
Yeah, income. Well, yeah, income, and your main concern is the mortgage.
Yes. So with the way that not all carriers offer it, but there's critical illness, there's critical injury, chronic illness, and terminal illness coverage, where if there's a life event, let's say it be an accident, or what about you get diagnosed with something like someone has a heart attack, stroke, cancer, something that takes you where you cannot do your daily activities because you're trying to heal. Right. So that's you are able to access up to 85% of your death benefit while you're living, and that way you can breathe, you can focus on healing, and then you still have death benefit left over because it's not taking all of what you have.
Right.
So that's where, so maybe it's not mortgage insurance. Maybe you already have mortgage, but even if it is mortgage insurance and you're getting it on yourself, or if you're just wanting to have enough money for income protection because you have a high income earner, and you have somebody who is making like their 7 figures, and you like, hey, if something happens, what are we doing about this income? So you can get income protection in the form of an insurance policy as a term policy. And because it is a temporary policy, it is going to be very inexpensive, especially the younger you are. Now there are some people that look like us that are completely opposed to term. Why do you think that would be?
I'm really not sure because I don't see an issue. I don't see it. It just is, to me, it's a personal preference. So I don't see an issue with term.
Right. There are,
even though they push whole life on folk.
So there are some people that are completely opposed to term because I'm not building anything. Because it's not accumulating anything. But the term is because it's a very low amount. I mean, as far as the payment, it is designed that like you can get higher coverage amounts for way less. And so it's for a specific amount of time. So like, say somebody who is on a budget and they're watching this and they like, because the reality is there are a lot of people that are not covered. You would never know because there's embarrassment, because it's like, I don't want nobody knowing that I don't have coverage. But if, let's say someone is on a budget, then 30, 45, 50 range can definitely get a policy for less than $100.
Correct. That's facts.
And so but it's not designed to build anything. Yeah. Now, let's say that same person, like, okay, they got another job and they're making more money and they're wanting to save. They like, I know I'm putting this money in my 401k, but I want, or maybe they're not. Maybe their job doesn't offer 401k. Maybe they are an entrepreneur like me and you, and they like, I don't have a retirement plan. So they want to save. So the way that they can save, there's 2 ways. They can save with an index universal policy with the IUL. And so in those cases, because it's designed to save, you're going to put more money into that so that it lasts and so that it can accumulate.
Yeah.
There have been some people that don't like IULs and say that IULs are a scam. And they say that because everyone doesn't know how to properly structure an IUL. Because if you're over 30, 40, that amount that you are contributing to your savings should be around $500 a month. But that's if your goal is to save and you're wanting to retire at like if you already know kind of, I want to retire at a certain amount at a certain age, then you're gonna, and if we are starting kind of behind and you're like, okay, I want to retire maybe 15 years, you got a little groundwork to put in. But then there's also IRAs that you can contribute to as well, and you can do that monthly for a lower amount.
Yeah.
It just, with the IULs, the way it grows, you are able to pull from that tax-free. There's no, like, you can do so many things with it.
Yeah. So the IULs are tax-free.
The IULs are tax free
Okay.
because you're using money that is already taxed.
Taxed. Got it. Makes sense.
So it's
Okay.
gonna, for many people, that'll put you in a better position than it would even your 401k in a lot of instances. Where because some people don't know that 401ks, there are fees that are involved, and then there are fees that are involved with the IULs, and the IUL fees are higher, but they're higher because if something were to happen and you die early, you're going to get more from your IUL policy than you would get from a 401k.
Yeah, right. Because of the fees and everything being taken out.
Because of the fees, and also with the 401k, they have to take the taxes out, and they're gonna they're gonna subtract the taxes and fees from whatever they give to your family.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've heard people say it, but is it really true that life insurance can help you pay for college, retirement, all that type of stuff?
I'm so glad you asked that. Yes. So one of the major ways that there's two ways you can do it. So the IUL, so you're going to hear me talking about the IUL, and it's like there's so many ways you can structure it, because let's say someone has a small child, they're like 3, and they start contributing. Let's say they want to save $100 a month. The $100 is an investment because it's almost like, okay, that's a bill, but you're putting away $100, and that $100 is going into that savings account. So part of it goes towards the insurance, the rest of it is going towards cash value. Once you have a cash value that has accumulated, you're able to borrow from that accumulated cash value. And I say borrow because if you make a withdrawal from an insurance policy, that creates a tax. That's a tax transaction. So okay. You're going to borrow. And the great thing about it is, let's say you've been contributing $100, and then a couple, at some point, maybe you got a bonus or something, and so you put more money into it. So once the child got to graduation, you have accumulated $100,000 or so in there. So you can borrow that $100,000. The money that you borrow is coming from the death benefit. So because it's coming from the death benefit, the $100,000 that's in your cash value continues to grow while you pay it back, or if you are kind of slow about paying it back.
Okay.
So taking out loans against, like, to buy a car. So let's say this, you for your we've heard of trust fund babies, right? And so
yeah,
you may even when you were in school, you saw somebody, their parents had this money set up for them, and so they just went and got a car.
Yep.
The way that you would do that is, okay, your daughter has this money in her account. She needs a car, go to borrow the money. She doesn't know that she's paying her own self back. And so she doesn't. So yes, you want to have credit, but if you have access to money that you can use it for whatever you want, and you still, like, it is growing, and there's a certain amount that you can contribute to it every year, based on based on your death benefit, because you want to make sure that you're not contributing too much so that it's ends up being more than what the death benefit is, because the whole purpose of it is to keep everything balanced so that it doesn't trigger anything with the IRS.
Got it. And it's so funny because I probably am getting this from, not even so much personal experience, but movies. Because I think that's probably why a lot of people put stipulations on the trust.
Yes.
You know how there's a lot of stipulations on the trust? It's like, you can't do this unless this or this.
Yes. And so those a trust and a will are very important. The agency that I'm involved in, we one of the carriers offers a free will and trust when you get a policy with them. And if you don't get a policy with them, the will is $149 and the trust is $349. And trusts are typically $2,000 plus.
They are. I was quoted $2,500.
Yeah. So you can get a trust for $349, and the way that it works is they have someone who is very versed in making sure that your trust is worded correctly. They help you with the wording. Only thing you do is you file it with you file it with your county, and you can make as many revisions as you want.
Nice.
That's important, because
it's very important, because things change in life.
Things change. People get divorced. People do deceptive things, and at the end of the day, most people who have accumulated wealth or have accumulated some type of property assets, they want to make sure that those are taken care of
and included
correctly in the when they pass. So we're saying, you saw the did you ever watch the series Power?
No.
Okay. So just to give you a quick synopsis,
you know what? We're gonna pause that and let VP introduce the artist of the week, and then we'll come right back into that.
Okay.
30 minutes flew by.
Oh, hold on a second. Camera's been monitoring me. Hold on a sec. There we go. Long story.
And you was eating.
Well, you know, it's the only time I get to do it.
VP anyway. Over there packing up.
Well, something like that. Anywho, welcome everybody. Great show. I'm loving everything, Miss Felicia. I definitely gonna have to talk to you at another time. Tonight, our blast artist who we had on the center is my girl Heck of a Mecca, and this song is called Reflections. Let's check it out. All right.
As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Now, look in the mirror, tell me what you see. See. See me. You don't see me like I see me. Nah. You don't see me like I see me. A black god, a black queen. You don't see me like I see me. You don't see me like I see me. Nah. But I see you like I see me. You're a black god, a black queen. Look in the mirror, tell me what you see. Do you really see a hoe? Society calls you bitch, but you are not a dog. It's the other way around, baby girl. You are a god. I know you probably never heard of this, so I suggest you take a hold of this. Yeah, it's some people on this boat that's poking holes in it, but we gon' patch it up anyway and just float on it. People say we don't reflect God, but we the co-creators with God. So if somebody got a problem, then that's their problem. They need to take that up with God, cause we've been here since the beginning. Team black girl, yeah, we winning, but we gotta stop with the division. Where light is right and black is whack, that's superstition. Cause Willie lynched us regardless of the difference, but we don't get it. A reflection of you, yeah, a reflection of me, with a reflection of God. Inside us is the key. We hold the secrets of the universe, produce the universal kings. We produced Martin with the dream. We produced Elijah, Kareem, and we produced Farrakhan on the scene, yeah. But you don't see me like I see me. But you don't see me like I see me, no. You don't see me like I see me. A black god, a black queen. but I see you like I see me. But I still see you like I see me, yeah, yeah. I see you like I see me, yeah. A black god, a black queen. A black god, a black queen. Black god, a black queen. You don't see me like I see me, a black god, a black queen. A black god, a black queen. A black god, a black queen. But I see you like I see me. Royalty. Look in the mirror, tell me what you see. Do you really see a nigga? Do you really see a thug? Do you see a drug dealer? Do you really see a savage or a beast or a killer? Well, I don't. I know you've got a lot to carry, a wide load. They changed your name from Kuta Kinte into John Doe. You say your eyes is wide open, but your mind closed. Cause you don't think that you a god. But I know that you got more to offer than what shows. Your dirt's been exposed, but we gotta dig deep to find gold, to find gems, to find gold. That's what you are. Ain't nobody gotta tell you you a star. That's why you want the finer things, the gold chains and the diamond rings. Cause the king deserve it all, no LeBron. You're a reflection of me, a reflection of you. We're a reflection of God, and inside us is the truth. You are the creator of the universe, the sun, the stars, and the moon. Anything you think you can do. Don't you know your mind is a womb? Your thoughts can give birth to something new. But you don't see you like you should see. You don't see you like you should see, nah. You don't see you like you should see. You're a black god, a black king. But I see you like you should see. But I still see you like you should see, yeah, yeah. I see you like you should see. You're a black god, a black king. Black god, a black king. Black god, a black king, yeah. But you don't see you like you should see. You're a black god, a black king. A black god, a black king. A black god, a black king. But I see you like you should see. Your royalty.
And that is my girl, Heck of a Mecca, with Reflections. And if you are an independent artist, a spoken word poet, or up and coming comedian that's looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also looking for the fans. So if you're a fan of great music, you too can also go to blastmusic247.com, register as an unlimited fan, and have access to hundreds of independent music. Blast, we're constantly changing the industry, one artist at a time. All right, ladies, back to you.
Thank you. That was dope. I like her a lot.
Very nice.
Those deep messages, you know what I'm saying, that make you think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's pick up where we left off.
Okay. I don't even remember.
Oh, let me see. And I held on to it for a minute too. We were talking about, oh my goodness,
I forgot.
We were talking about trust.
Oh, trust. Yes. Oh yes. Thank you for so with the trust. I was talking about how, because somebody watching this may have seen, may have seen Power. So there was a Power series, and then there was a Power Ghost, which the son took over. And so just to kind of talk about the whole trust thing, the dad passed, the dad died.
Okay.
And in his trust, a condition, a stipulate, like because he was a drug dealer, so he had a lot of money, but he had it set up so that his son would inherit this money, but he had to get his degree.
Yeah.
So a lot of the trust are going to have it where there's stipulations. Maybe it's somebody who it's a grandparent, and they're saying, okay, you have to get your degree, or you have to be this certain age, or this and this and this has to happen before you can get it. But the thing with a trust and how it ties into an insurance is because with having a house, just because you have a house and somebody is on the deed, if somebody passes, and let's say the next of kin, let's say it's a parent, just because the natural order is okay, it's going to pass on to me, but what if there's 3 kids?
Yep.
It's not designated. And so then where are we going? Probate court.
Yep.
We're hiring an attorney. We're hiring an attorney. And so instead of hiring their attorney, not saying, listen, not trying to take no money away from attorneys, but setting this stuff up in advance right now, because this is stuff that don't nobody want to talk to. And a lot of times our parents, grandparents don't want to talk about when they're not here, even though we could leave before they do. And sometimes it happens, but the trust is really, really important. The will is basically saying, I want this to go to this and this person. The trust keeps it private, because whatever is mandated in that trust,
that's what it is.
That's what's gonna happen.
It ain't can't say nothing.
It ain't no contesting the trust. No.
Yeah.
That's what they said, and that's what's on file.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, because it also reminds me of, I don't know if you watch Tyler Perry's Black and Beauty.
I did. I just got caught up over the weekend. I was up to 2 o'clock.
So yeah, because his daddy's will is something else. They can't touch each other. They can't do nothing.
Here's the beauty in that is that the father, their parent, the father took into consideration that there is going, at some point, somebody gonna want to kill somebody. But you cannot be responsible for killing another one of your relatives. You can't do this.
Right.
If you are late, this happens. Like when I say they thought of everything, like
strategically planned. Everything.
Like he had, in order for him to make sure that he has still control of it, if y'all ain't watched it, he married because he was married before, but his wife, listen, that whole thing.
When I say that Tyler did his thing on that, he did his thing on that. He really did. And then I like shows, but it's very interesting because a lot of times a lot of it ties into real life.
It does.
And Tyler's stuff really comes from real life incidents and stuff like that.
This is a real life situation that they happen to look like us.
Correct.
Correct. But it's not uncommon for someone that is not that doesn't have as much melanin in their skin. That's a lot of what happens. But like speaking of legacy things, like the life insurance part of what we do, that's how you set it up. Because yes, you can make lots of money. And sometimes what happens is that people make a lot of money, but it just like you can't hold on to it.
Falls through our fingers.
It goes through our fingers. And unfortunately, sometimes it is because of how we were raised. Not saying that our parents were bad parents.
Right.
They cannot teach what they don't know.
Correct.
So if you think about like the many generations, a lot of times elders had more, like they have land, they have houses, they have a lot of things that they are leaving to our parents.
Yeah.
But our parents is leaving us with bills.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we have to change that.
It's funny because my husband asked that the other day. He was like, so if somebody were to die, because of course I take care of everything.
Okay.
Yes. But he was just like, he said, so if something was to happen, like, so that person's bills, I said, whoever is next to kin, that automatically becomes their debt.
You're leaving it for them. And if you love them, and that's where it comes in. I don't want to say it comes down to this, because sometimes you might be in a financial situation and you just whatever. But even if you have stuff in place where I'm not gonna burden my family with what I have, because so I'll go back to me, kind of similar to your husband asking about, okay, well, when they pass. In my example, I initially, when I became an entrepreneur, I had a $25,000 policy, and I was like, I'm good. I got life insurance, like I'm responsible. But then I found out, what about this house? Like, what happens? And so I have a 19-year-old. don't even believe he would know the first thing, like, okay,
To do.
yeah,
Right.
so that means I pass. Okay, we got enough to bury me, but what about for him for afterwards?
And then
Like,
and everything that you work hard for, unfortunately, he could possibly lose it, and you lose the house because
yeah,
he's not
because
prepared.
he's not, if he's not in a position to pay the mortgage, then what? So that's where I was like, I gotta get my stuff together. And so just being transparent, and y'all can judge me if you want, at whenever, like, prior to this, I didn't have a large policy. I didn't have, like, when I left my corporate job or I got laid off, I liquidated my 401k.
Yeah.
If you don't know what liquidate means, I cashed it out. And
I
so, and
it's scary at this age,
yes,
not having one.
And so, because when you become an entrepreneur, you're thinking, I'm going to be able to grow this money. I'm gonna make enough money so I can save it, so I will be okay.
Yep.
And life doesn't always happen that way for everyone. So
doesn't.
even when you cash stuff out, then it's like, okay, last year I was like, girl, what you gonna do? Like, you want to be working until you 70?
Yeah.
And nothing against nobody that's working till you 70, but I do not want to work until I'm 70. So now it's become, how much can I put aside a month for me to make sure that I am contributing to my retirement? Because entrepreneurs, we don't be thinking like that. We be thinking month to month.
Month to month, literally, day to day, month to month, whatever it is. But so I don't know if you have any real life examples of the benefits or family benefiting from the the insurance and the trust that are currently benefiting from it, like
Yes.
have changed their lives since they've made that move.
Okay, so yes, I have two examples I can think of. One, this example is, she was a life insurance agent and she found out she had breast cancer. She was able to she contacted the insurance company, was able to get part of the money from her death benefit in order for her to put in the savings. It allowed her to be able to, so she put some money in savings, was able to get her house in order.
Yeah.
And help her be able to focus on healing.
Yeah.
Other side of that, as far as on the life, and the part that I have not even talked about, which is, I can't believe I didn't, like the 401k. Like, if someone has a 401k, like an old 401k, an old retirement account, they are able to move that to a fixed index annuity. And so the example that I have for that is the example that I have the close family member of mine who retired back in early 2013 and been living their best life, taking out, just taking, and not realizing that money, like, if you take too much from your account, from your retirement account, then there's penalties, because you're allowed to take withdrawals once a year. Well, they were taking it once a year, but they was taking larger than the 10%. And so as a result, they had got to a point where if they continued making these withdrawals, they were going to outlive their money. So I was able to help them move their retirement account to another retirement account, and they got a 23% bonus on top of what they had. So let's say they had $100,000, they got a 20% bonus that the insurance carrier gave them. And so being able to, the feedback that I got was thankful for having peace of mind, knowing that, okay, I can't be letting everybody borrow money, that just because they don't know that I have the money. But being reassured that they're not going to outlive their money.
Yeah.
And I have one young lady who last year, she said she had tried to get coverage. She tried to get coverage shortly after COVID. She was declined. And we submitted her application. She was approved. And I have never seen someone more appreciative of being covered. And her policy is less, I think her policy is $20-something a month.
Yeah. So now her denial wasn't based off of COVID, was it?
It wasn't based off COVID. They said at the time she was overweight. And so there are some times where they called it
thought those type of insurance companies didn't disappear.
No, there's still a lot of people that if those like if somebody is 5'2" and they 300, it's gonna be hard to get you covered. I mean, there's a lot of carriers that are very lenient with people who have diabetes. That even with someone that has high blood pressure, maybe they had a previous stroke, or maybe they had a previous heart attack, or maybe they had previous things and they're healthy now. But even with, let's say, somebody who has cancer right now and nobody is covering them, there are policies. It's a final expense policy, so it's not big, but there are policies where you can get covered. And in those cases, if you have there's an illness right now that you normally would not be approved, they will approve you and you will be covered. Those particular people will have a 2-year waiting period, but there are other ones where maybe it's a small policy and maybe $25,000, and it's like they don't want to. I say those are like your burial
correct
policies.
That's all it's going to cover.
So it's going to cover your burial, but we can get an auto approval, and they're going to be approved immediately and covered immediately.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I know those underwriters can get so technical.
They can. The thing is finding. I ask a lot of questions about what kind of medications are you taking, what kind of medical events have you had, so that I can make sure that out of all the 30-something carriers that I have access to, I find the one that's going to get you the best rate. Because I've even had people that maybe got declined before, and I was able to get them approved at other places, and like they have current things going on, but they still were able to get covered. So there's so many different carriers that are more lenient now.
Yeah. With everything going on.
Yes.
So what's the first step that someone would take if they wanted life insurance to live better right now?
Right now, there's a lot of different ways. Finding someone that's reputable to contact, because there's a website that I have where you can go and submit your information and you can get a quote, and you can find out immediately if you are approved for a term policy with living benefits, a whole life policy, or IUL. So they can do that if they don't want to talk to anybody, because in that case, only time that I would talk to them. Actually, they could do everything without talking to me, because they can submit their payment and all that. But if they want to talk to someone because they're not quite sure what they need coverage with, then they can reach out to me.
Yeah. I mean, because, for one, that's a subject that, again, a lot of people do not like to tap into, let alone having to apply for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all the terminology and reading through it and the fine print, and you're trying to figure out, is this right? I don't know what this means. So, and I think that's one of the things that deter a lot of people from
getting coverage. Yes. Because it can be confusing, it can be overwhelming, but when you work with somebody who can like break it down and that is doing everything in your best interest, not anything to do with the commission or anything, then it's a different kind of experience.
It is. It's very important. So for our viewers and our listeners who might be listening but doing other things, because I know sometimes that happens. You know what I mean? We could be listening and doing all this. How would they connect with you to learn more, or how to get started?
Okay, so they can go to. So I have a link, but it's I am on Facebook as Felicia J. Starks. I am on Instagram and TikTok as your Fit Wealth Coach. So Fit Wealth Coach. But even if you do a search for Felicia Starks, I will come up because I have a link where you can schedule a free consultation. And also, we don't charge for anything we do. We're not charging you. We don't get paid from the thing that you do. Everything we get paid from is through the carrier. So there's no way for me to post a link, but I have a link where they can schedule a free call and then figure out what it is that they find out what the goal is, and then figure out something to help them get covered.
Okay. And I think there is a way. I probably should have gave that to VP in the beginning. I think there is a way to share links. I'm not, I stay on the basic side of the podcast.
I understand.
I have not, I don't even consider myself an intermediate yet.
You are an expert at this point. You remember you said once you do it, you're an expert now.
Yeah, it's easy breezy, but the technical part of it, because I told VP he ain't gonna have to run my show for me. I'm gonna start getting on here and running it.
Well, good. That's good.
But,
yeah, I have a link on. So reach out to me through social. Felicia J. Starks, Felicia Starks, Fit Wealth Coach, and there's a link for you to be able to schedule a free consultation with me. I think it'll set for like 45 minutes, but it's not gonna take that long. Let me know what you need, and we're gonna find out how to help you get it.
Yeah, and so let's say that someone comes to you and they already have a few policies.
Okay.
How would that work?
Okay, so I would first find out what kind of coverage they have. Looking at the declarations page would show, but finding out what kind of coverage they have, what they're paying now. Because depending on how long they've had it, I may not be able to beat those rates. I will say that a lot of times people will come to me and they have coverage. They don't have a lot of coverage, or they don't have the coverage that includes the living benefits. And for some people, that is a big deal. For the person who just got diagnosed with cancer, who in their 30s and thinking they living their best life, but that can make a big difference. So it would be looking to see what they have now, to see if what I can do to help make things better. Because sometimes I'm not able to help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, I love honesty and transparency. So, and now this is just within the Texas DFW area, or is it it's okay, nationwide?
I am licensed in Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Mississippi, Missouri, California, Hawaii, North Carolina. It's a lot of different. So
okay,
it's just a matter of me getting that license, but I'm able to service, and we also have I'm able to help people in other countries as well.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I really think that it's really important for us to get our affairs in order, because we never know. A lot of us have experienced, untimely loss.
Yes.
And, I told my family that I just actually had this conversation with my kids, and we went to California for my daughter's 21st. And we were sitting at the dinner table. My son's 32. She just turned 21. And I'm like, guys, is your stuff in order? You know what I mean? Because it's really important. And I said, I told everybody, don't you? It ain't no reason to start a GoFundMe on me.
Mm-mm.
If you see a GoFundMe out there for Comeiko Taylor,
it's a fraud.
It's
They
fraudulent.
doing it for their purposes.
And if they do it, I'm gonna haunt them
Yes.
for the rest of their living days on earth.
Yes. Yes.
Because that is truly unnecessary.
Right.
And it breaks my heart to know that, you know, like one of my policies that I have with my AAA, $17 a month.
Like, there's no reason for you not to have coverage when there's a lot of, it's super, super easy, especially when you're young and you have good health, for you to make sure that you have coverage. But that was not something I always had it when I was working. Yeah, because work insurance, I think you can do up to maybe 3 times your salary. Like, it's a lot of different options,
increments. Yeah.
So it wasn't ever a thought until after I got laid off.
And that was me. I never thought about it. I'm like, oh, I'm covered. You know, something happened. My family gonna be all right. And then when I walked away from corporate world for real estate, I was like, uh-oh, you know. And so it made me think. And yeah, I might be under my husband's coverage,
right?
But I had to make some moves to say I got to get some other cushion going on around here,
right?
But I know for me, I probably need to revisit my policies and sit down and look over all of them to see, you know, what makes sense and where I am. But what the main goal I know personally for me is to get my trust going. That's been on my agenda for the past 3 months.
Okay. Well, now that you know you can get it for less than $2,000.
Yeah.
I can, it's through Ethos. I can get you connected, but it's $349.
Yeah. Because
to get that going.
That's my biggest thing. You know, I don't have much, but I don't want my loved ones to be all up in the court for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years trying to figure out who get what.
Yep.
You know, and once the courts see division, they appointing attorneys and
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's a mess, and it doesn't make sense. So
make sure we get all affairs and orders when you have life-changing events, when you change spouses.
Yep.
Drop that beneficiary, because baby,
I've heard stories.
I have seen stories where somebody was married to the guy. They were married. They got divorced. He moved on, got a new boo. They're engaged. He dies in an accident. The ex-wife collect
everything.
She got it. And it wasn't no contesting it.
No.
And I actually had somebody that was on my bed, like they came to my business and told me that happened to her, that she ended up, she said that she was the ex and he didn't change it. She ended up giving the fiance some money, but she said she ended up having to do a restraining order because the girl was like, she thought she was entitled to more. She said I had to do a restraining order because she was just.
And that is so awful. And that's why I say, why would you? That's a whole nother.
I know.
That's a whole nother topic, maybe that we can talk about. All the time. Y'all better start living right, because I know personally I've witnessed someone close to me that was a side chick for.
Okay. Oh, $31 for $800 for her. Okay,
that is amazing,
right? $31. No, yeah, and they're not in that 30. One of them is 30, but one of them is 29. So their coverage is $31. That's food. That's lunch for a week.
Yeah, that's good.
That's lunch probably for a couple days.
Right. But yeah, so you know, side chick for 20-something years. And he checked out unexpectedly. Whole baby couldn't even go to the funeral. Do you see what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's a whole nother subject, but people don't understand, try to live right.
Yeah.
Because we all have an expiration date.
Absolutely.
And it's gonna come to the light. And then that's what did Medea say? Girl, what'd he do? I'm gonna stump him 6 more feet down in the ground. Why you want to die with that type of
that kind of stuff
reputation?
On you? Yes.
You know what I mean? So, but it's so important. And what I did learn when I had Nashawn, the attorney, on a couple of weeks back, that wills are really, truly not truly what it is because they can be contested.
Yes. I mean, it's basically saying, Miko, I told Miko she could have this house. Somebody could, in my family, say, I don't even know who Miko is.
Right.
That was not her wishes.
Correct. And there you have it. It's contested. That's
what happened with Aretha Franklin.
It sure did.
That's what happened with Aretha Franklin, because the other kids contested the will. There was another one, a will that was found somewhere in it was written on something, but he ended up winning.
Yeah, it took some time.
Yep.
But yeah, I didn't know that until she explained that, and I was just like, wow. So somebody can come in and say, this ain't my daddy's signature, or any old thing, and then boom, you didn't open up. So that's why I say trust is to me that just makes it's more logical. It makes more sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but I'll be reaching out to you. I'll be reaching out to you for that, and I'll be reaching out to you for this.
We're gonna work on the bank and the body, right?
The belly, this belly, girl, this belly. Now I have stayed under 182. I actually got down to 179 for a few days, and I was like, wait a minute, is something going on? But it's like we say, it fluctuates.
Yes.
But it's definitely nowhere near that 185, 195 that I stayed at for over this past year. So again, I got to give a shout out to the mushroom coffee. I think that plays a huge part.
Right.
I have not been exercising. I'm just going to keep it 100.
And you can lose fat and maintain your results without working out. You heard it from me. It's working out it helps with your definition. It helps with your heart and all that kind of stuff. But you don't have to work out in order for you to lose weight. Most of what we do, our results are going to come from eating.
And you're so absolutely right about that. And that's why I say the mushroom coffee, shout out to it, because it does affect your appetite. Because everybody know me as Big Back, right? I don't skip meals. I don't miss meals. Snack
Big
queen,
Back.
Big Back, snack queen, all that. But again, it just curbs your appetite. And it's not in a bad way. Mm-hmm. It's not in a bad way. And crazy part about it is when I do crave something, it's healthy. Like I wanted some nectarines. I love nectarines. I went and bought nectarines and put tahini on them.
That's good.
That's how it's like my body is saying this is what you want to eat.
Yes, craving the good stuff.
Yeah. So I just but no, you're absolutely right, because I have not worked out probably in over a month. I got my vibration plate here. Right. I'm gonna go get that merch, that squat machine. I'm gonna order that.
Okay.
Yeah, and cancel my membership because they just getting $30 for nothing.
Yeah.
But you really don't. And even though that weight is there,
mm-hmm.
it's crazy because I can tell that the inches are gone. Because a lot of my clothes.
I didn't understand that.
My refrigerator be on one.
Oh, that's your refrigerator. I knew it was somebody talking back to you.
Ain't nobody talking to her. She just be running her mouth like ain't nobody talking to you. But I put on some leggings
mm-hmm.
and they was watery. I said, come on. So the inches is crazy because you can't see the inches, but you can see it when you put your clothes on.
Right. And that's where the fat loss comes in.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Yes.
I'm so happy for you.
Yes. So I do appreciate you taking your time out to come on the Say Less podcast.
Thank you for inviting me back.
Yes, and sharing your knowledge. And there'll be more times. There will be other times. We will do part 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s because there's so much to talk about when it comes to that.
Yes.
And also too, for anybody out there watching, you're more than welcome to be a guest. Use my platform for your business, share knowledge. I'm just very cool, laid back, transparent on this. We real people. There's no formalities. Chill out. Let's chill and talk about it. Talk about life because life do be lifing on us.
Absolutely.
You gotta talk about it publicly. And sometimes you feel a lot better when you do that. I'm also open to topic suggestions. So again, you can reach out to me on the Say Less Facebook page. It's Lord Jesus, why I do this all the time? I got so much going on. I'm working on my website for my Master Life Coach page.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. That'll be coming soon.
Say Less Show.
It's the Say Less Show. Okay.
It's the Say Less Show.
The Say Less Show. That's the Facebook page. So you can always reach out to me there. And if it's something that you want to talk about, a topic or whatever, then let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, and that's it. And this is the first time that it has gone dark on me. It's only 7:16 and we're already dark here in Texas.
Right? It's crazy. Time doesn't change until November. So
correct. And I'm sitting here saying normally it is bright.
Yes.
And I am literally, well, it's not dark outside, but it's dark
But it's dark. Yeah, I had to turn on my ring light in order for it to not be dark where I am.
Yeah, and mine's is over behind the door because I've never really needed it. So this looks a little spooky. But yeah, so and then we're supposed to get my little knee hurt. That's how I noticed rain.
Oh, some rain coming.
But yeah, appreciate you. I hope you have a blessed rest of your week. I'm actually going to call you tomorrow though.
Okay.
How your schedule's looking, but I'm going to call you tomorrow. And yeah, thank you guys who joined in. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. You guys freaking rock. So I will be back next week. I don't know if I'm going to have a guest. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Y'all know how I do it, but it's going to be something. So I'll see you guys next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And just have a blessed rest of your week. Bye.
Bye.